Hi, this is Don Romans with FurnaceFilterTalk.com, and I wanted to do a review today of a filter that you may have seen this on Amazon. It's called Colorfil. It's an odor removing filter, and it caught my attention because it's a bright pink in color, and I thought that was interesting. And what Colorfil touts as their claim to fame is that they're the best odor clean filter out there for filtering. They primarily advertise it for pets, but it also, they'll tell you that it does for other smells as well, as like cooking odors and chemical smells and things like that. So it functions as an odor eliminating filter. It's also a Mervate filter, so it does all the functions of a Mervate filter. So it's similar to other odor filters that I have reviewed before, except for this one has a couple interesting aspects to it. It's basically was developed for NASA, and so it has some technology. The material that they use that actually captures the odor is citrus based, so it's totally no health issues to worry about or things from what they actually use to capture the odor. And it doesn't just mask the odor, it actually eliminates the odor. And so I wanted to try it out because my last review I did wasn't too long ago. I did a Nordic Pure carbon filter, and for the same reason. So they market this for pets. That's their primary advertising. I don't know if you can see this brochure, but it's basically they advertise it as primarily a pet for people that have pets. So it claims that it gets rid of pet dander, hair, and odor from that. And so I don't have any pets, but I have a small condo, and when I cook, the smell lasts in here for a long time. I'm talking about depending on what you cook, but it can be over a day or more. So that interested me. So the way I did the test, obviously I look at the filter using my 30+ years experience in making filters to determine how it's made, if it's made good construction, that kind of thing. I look at the sturdiness of it, the shape of the pleats, the pleat spacing, the resistance to the airflow, the filter media, how it's packaged, and then bottom line, does it do the odor removal and how well it does it, and then of course pricing and delivery. So because my system uses an 18 by 18 by 1 filter, which is kind of an odd size, I couldn't get it on Amazon, so I looked up this company, and I'll put a link in the description box below. But you can buy this from Amazon, especially if you have a standard size, but you can also buy it direct from the company, which is what I did. Now, what really impressed me was, I got the filter the very next day. It says it shipped from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and I got it the very next day. So it came, the packaging was just a standard box, cardboard box, nothing fancy. Inside the filter was, wrapped in a pretty heavy plastic bag. I thought that was interesting because the plastic bag is so it doesn't start absorbing odors, while it's sitting in the box. So, basically the packaging was fine. The plastic bag was a good idea. Very heavy bag. Then it also came with like a little magnetic business card size card with a little marker pen. Came in a little pink mesh bag. It seemed kind of weird, but whatever. Basically so you could write the date that you installed the filter, so you can keep track of how long it's been in there. You could also just write that on the filter, on the frame if you want, but you put that magnet on your refrigerator. It'll tell you, how soon you need to change it again to remind you. So that's a handy little thing. But it's interesting, this NASA technology and the fact that they're marketing for pets. Now, looking at the filter itself, it was very sturdy. It was made similar construction like most filters. It was a beverage board frame to prevent moisture from tearing up the frame. and it has a wire backing, typical most filters, and then of course the filter media. And what's really important is the pleats in it. The V shape of the pleats were pretty good. You know, they were nice V's in them, so you know, nothing wrong with that. They did have a little bit of an issue, and I'll show you a picture on the video, that the pleat spacing was kind of bunched together, and that's a manufacturing issue. I've seen this many times before, but you know, that's not so good. I don't think it'll be a big issue, but you know, you don't like to see them all, you know, it's bunched together right at the edge of the frame. I checked the resistance, which was excellent. It was a 0.14 to start out, so that was, you know, that's great starting point. So, you know, no issues with that. So, you know, what they're going to tell you, just like every filter company, they're going to say, oh, it lasts 1 to 3 months. I don't do that. I change the filter every month, because some of these filters start out higher pressure drops. You know, your resistance is high. You don't want it to go very high, because you could damage your system, or you can at the very least cause yourself to use more electricity and have a higher bill. So I change mine every month. That's up to you, but interesting thing with this filter is it's a color changing filter. So they include, I'll try to put a better picture of this. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see this chart shows you the different colors, tells you like what percentage of the odor removing ability is left at that color. And so that's interesting. I've never seen one that does that before. You know, so anyway, the resistance was 0.14, which is quite good to start out with. You know, so the odor removal, which is really what I was out to test, you know, everything with the filter's fine, just does it do the job? And so the way I tested one of these before, another company's filter, is, and the only way I knew to test it was essentially you cook something. So I fried some fish in a skillet, and then, you know, of course you get used to the smell when you're in it, so you don't notice it. But if you leave, like I've noticed before, like I've cooked even bacon or anything like that, you leave and you come back and then you smell it. You know, so what I did was I fried the fish, and then basically I checked it in 1 hour increments, which is the same thing I've done before. So, you know, I left and came back at an hour, and the smell was very faintly there. I mean, it was almost gone, but it was still faintly still there. And then, you know, I left again, came back at the second hour, it was gone, completely gone. So somewhere between the 1 hour and 2 hours, it eliminated the odor. And that's very, very good. That's better than the other ones I've tested. So I was very impressed with that. And I suspect because it was so faint at 1 hour, it really wasn't much past 1 hour that the smell was gone. I doubt it took all 2 hours. So, you know, so anyway, that's, the filter, you know, is a good filter, good resistance to airflow, manufactured well, you know, one minor little bunching of the pleats, not a big deal. But, you know, so it comes down to, it does the job. If that's what you want, you know, it's going to do the job. But in pricing, of course, this filter, I didn't use this filter's price that I bought direct from them. I looked up a more common size, a 1625 by 1, which is $19 on Amazon, compared to like a Nordic Pure is like same size as about $18.40. So it's very similarly priced. So price is not an issue. You know, so if it, you know, but compared to if you don't need the odor removing ability, you know, then you could buy just like a Merv 8, a regular Merv 8 filter without that is around $8. You know, so that you can kind of see the difference you're paying for the ability to remove the odor. Now, I also don't know that I would agree with the pet dander. Pet dander is, you know, very small particle, and I think that this filter would get some of that, you know, and pet hair, and, you know, it's going to get all your dust and dust mites and, you know, other typical things that every filter does. But I don't know that, you know, pet dander usually requires a higher MERV rating. So I'm not so convinced that it's going to do that, but I think it would do some, but I don't think it's going to do as good as you see. Most filters are like MERV 11 before that. So it would be nice if they made this filter in like a MERV 11 version, would be better. And maybe they will at some point, but I didn't see it on their website at this point. They just have the one model. So, in conclusion to what, reviewing this filter, I think it's, if it's important to you to get rid of odors, whether it's from pets, cooking, whatever it might be, this filter would do the job, and I think you'd be very happy with it. But, it's expensive, so you're going to have to pay the extra price for that, but it's going to be the same regardless of, which brand you buy. So, this one, so far is the winner out of what I've tested, so I wouldn't hesitate if you want to get rid of odors. This is the filter for you. So, please like and subscribe to help promote this channel, and please leave comments. I try to answer all of them, and I will talk to you the next time. Thanks.